One morning, Dr. Watson is visited at his medical practice by a young hydraulic engineer named Victor Hatherley, who is in a state of shock and distress. Hatherley's thumb has been brutally severed, and he urgently requires medical attention. After treating the wound, Watson, realizing that the case involves a potential crime, takes Hatherley to meet Sherlock Holmes at 221B Baker Street. Hatherley then recounts the terrifying events that led to his injury. Hatherley explains that he is a struggling young engineer who recently started his own business, but has been finding it difficult to secure clients. The previous day, he was approached by a man named Colonel Lysander Stark, who offered him a generous sum of 50 guineas for a single night's work. The job required him to examine a hydraulic press located at Stark's country house. Though the payment was unusually high, Hatherley, eager for work, accepted the offer despite its secrecy. That night, Stark took Hatherley by train to an isolated house in the countryside. Upon arrival, Hatherley noticed that the house was eerily quiet, with no servants in sight. Inside, he was introduced to a nervous-looking German man and a woman named Elise, who subtly warned him to leave immediately. However, before he could act on her warning, Stark led him to the press, claiming it was used to compress fuller's earth, a substance used in industry. As Hatherley inspected the machine, he realized that it was not built for working with fuller's earth. Before he could question its real purpose, Stark suddenly attacked him, attempting to kill him by crushing him inside the hydraulic press. In a desperate struggle, Hatherley managed to slip away just as the press was activated. He narrowly escaped being crushed, but, in the process, his thumb was severed. Elise, the woman who had tried to warn him earlier, helped him flee the house. As he staggered out, he saw the building go up in flames. He ran for his life, eventually collapsing near a road, where a passing cart driver took him to safety. After hearing Hatherley's story, Holmes immediately deduces that Stark and his accomplices were likely operating a counterfeiting operation, using the hydraulic press to forge coins. The high payment, the secrecy, and the attempt to kill Hatherley all pointed to the criminals trying to protect their illicit activities. Holmes, Watson, and Inspector Bradstreet of Scotland Yard travel to the location described by Hatherley, but they find only the ruins of the burned-down house. The criminals have escaped, leaving no trace. Despite their failure to capture the culprits, Holmes reassures Hatherley that he is fortunate to be alive. The case demonstrates Holmes' ability to quickly uncover criminal schemes through deduction and logic, while also emphasizing the dangers of blind ambition and the risks of trusting strangers. Hatherley's loss of his thumb serves as a stark reminder of how close he came to death in one of the more thrilling and suspenseful cases in the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes.